Yes, sir. Yes, I'm join now. You can join now, sir. Yes. Hi, everybody. Good evening. And welcome, everyone. Today, okay, like we all know, I'm sure we might have. Kemi, my friend, yeah, I see you. Thank you. Like you already know what I do here, and for those who don't know yet, I'll quickly do a brief reintroduction. I run a series of Instagram live sessions, which I've also started to replicate on Facebook. The theme of this session is agribusiness, a tool for economic recovery. So we've had several sessions, and this is like the 11th episode, the 12th episode, sorry. Our guest is around, so I need to add him. So for on the stories, because it expires, if you just click into my link, my bio on Instagram, you will find a YouTube link where you can watch every video, at least almost every video that I've been doing, almost every session I have been having. And we've brought quite a number of people in different aspects of agribusiness, people in economics, people in food production, people in politics, people in government, people in processing, people in sales, marketing, in agribusiness. Talk of every aspect of agribusiness, we've been bringing people here. And today now I have a very important personnel joining me. Please, can everybody just type in hi or wave at him? So welcome, sir.
Hi,
and good evening once again. I'm so glad to have you here, and we are honored to hear from you tonight. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. I'll give a brief introduction of my special guest today. My special guest today is Senator Babafemi Ojudu. He is a Nigerian journalist, and he's presently the special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on political matters. He assumed this post on 7 January 2016. Before then, in 2011, he was elected senator for Ekiti Central constituency of Ekiti State. And previously, years back, he studied English at the famous University of Ife, now Babafemi University, Ile-Ife. At that period, he took an interest in journalism, and he joined the Journal Association. He reported for a popular journal named Cobra before he and two other friends founded a journal called The Parrot, which he was the editor until he graduated in 1984. After youth service, he joined the Guardian newspaper as a reporter while attending the University of Lagos, where he studied political science for his master's degree. This is just a short introduction of you, sir. If you would like to add more for people, if you want people to know you more personally, you can do that. It's over to you tonight. Welcome again, sir. Thank you for having you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There isn't much to add. You have said it all. I'm here and I'm ready for your questions. Huh?
Thank you, sir. First of all, sir, I would like to ask if at any point have you had interest in agriculture, or have you practiced agriculture in any form?
Yes, I'm a farming enthusiast, and that I took up from my late grandfather. I lived with him briefly as a young person, and I followed him to the farm. And when I went to secondary school, even in my primary school, we were introduced to farming in primary school. In secondary school also, we had a big school farm where we all had our own plots and cultivated things. And since I've become an adult, I've been engaged in farming. I presently have a 25 hectares plantain farm in the Ekiti State. I rear snails. I have a poultry. I have a small poultry in Nasarawa State, and I've just finished planting a 10,000 heaps of yam, also in Nasarawa State. I'm going into palm produce and all of that. So I'm an enthusiast. I believe that we should be able to grow what we eat and eat what we grow. I'm one of those who do not believe that we should import what we eat. If you cannot feed yourself, you are not a human being. How can other people be feeding you and you're just there and you are just feeding and then throwing your money away to Vietnam, to Thailand, and to China, importing rice and other farm produce. We are lucky in Nigeria. God so bless us that we have a very fertile land. Whatever it is we want to plant here, we can find the climate to plant it. And just take a mango seed, throw it to the bush, come back 2 years' time, you will be reaping the fruit in Nigeria. We are that lucky. And my enthusiasm for farming has taken me to Israel. I was on a farm in Israel for 2 weeks, learning how to do modern farming. I was so fascinated by what I saw in Israel. I went to a farm owned and managed by 5 young men. The oldest of whom was then 32-year-old. They cultivated 800 hectares of land, growing watermelon and tomato, and they grossed about $12 million every year. So for me, farming is also profitable. When I was in the Senate, and I went back to my constituency trying to introduce the young people to farming, and they were trying to insult me that why don't you take your child to go and do farming? I said, I would love my child to go into farming. And now $12 million a year. What are you talking about? You are poor, you are suffering, you are hungry, you are begging, yet you don't want to go and do something that can earn you good income and thereby being able to feed your family. Farming for me is something I'm proud of getting involved in. And I'm very, very enthusiastic about it. And wherever people talk about farming, I love to contribute. Yeah.
This is impressive, sir. It's
Yes.
like leading by example.
All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right.
I would
Please.
like to ask you, sir,
Okay.
what do you think is the impact of politics on the economy of a nation?
Well, for me, I mean, politics is almost everything. If you want to have a good leader that will provide a good direction for the country, you have to play politics. If you don't play politics, and some claim that politics is dirty. Yes, politics is dirty. Yes, when a councillor is elected, he governs your affair at the local level. When a governor is elected, he governs your affair at the state level. When a president is elected, he governs you at the national level. Those who are elected on the platform of democracy and politics can determine the kind of air you breathe. They will determine the kind of hospital that you have. They will determine whether you are going to die by COVID-19 or you are going to survive. They determine, I mean, the brilliance of your child. If you have children and they are deficient of certain vitamins, they may not be able to compete with the rest of the other children, in the world. So I keep saying it that those who run away from politics don't even know that politics determines their life, whether you are going to live or die. Politics determines that. It's pure and simple. If you are wealthy, you think you have everything, and you are driving on a bad road, you could have accident and die. And you're driving on a bad road is conditioned by the fact of who is managing your affairs. If you have your aeroplane crash, that is determined by the kind of policies put in place to guide your aerospace. So politics is it's everything. And I've kept telling people that, but they don't want to believe. So they go, oh, no, I'm not a politician. What is the pride of not being a politician when people who are elected on the platform of politics are going to govern your life? Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Thank you, sir. You've
Right.
answered that.
Right.
Yes. I would like to ask you again, what measures or policies must government
Yes.
put in place to encourage agriculture? Because a lot of people
Well,
do not want to go into agriculture.
well, first of all, we have to change the mindset of our people about agriculture. Some people think farming is too lowly for them. to participate in. I don't think so. Some also think that when the government talk about farming, they are talking about using cutlass and hoes, the kind of implement used by our forefathers. I don't believe so. Modern implements, tractors, planters, harvesters, even drone now to spray fertilizer are available to use on the farm. You don't have to, break your fingers and, over dirty your hand to become a farmer. Modern farmers they are like accountants in the bank. They're like, I've been to Kenya. I've been to farms in Kenya where young ladies, very sophisticated ladies, they are growing roses to export to Europe. They go to the farm very early in the morning, pluck the roses, package them, put them in cargo plane. They are going to Europe. And in the afternoon you see them on the street of Nairobi. They are like beauty queens. So what is bad in that? Do you know, BC, that on a daily basis before the COVID-19 problem, a cargo plane lands in Lagos every day from Nairobi, carrying roses. When it lands in Lagos, it is cleared, and then the content is discharged and taken around the country. For those who are getting married, those who are burying people, those who want to give flowers to their loved ones, those girls are minting money. They are making money while we are busy here, decrying agriculture and saying that agriculture is dirty. Young ladies, these are young ladies. They grow roses, in greenhouses, and they are making silly money. I've been to see all of these things, and I try to preach it, but people don't want to know. Many are growing banana, they are growing plantain, they are shipping. Many are growing pears, avocado pears. There is a company in Kenya that does avocado pears, and they are doing business worth $70-something million per annum. So we are just neglecting these things, and we are all looking for jobs in customs, immigration, civil service, and all of that. When we could pick money every day. Farming. As I'm talking to you now, right in my hometown, I have boys who are buying up plantain. They are peeling it, they are slicing it, and they are drying it, ready to make a lubo. The kind of a lubo you use at your amala joints. They are doing it, and we are packaging it, and we are sending it abroad. We are selling locally and all of that. Those young boys who left school, I encourage them. I got them to form a cooperative, and they are going to make money. So this is the way to go. This is the future of our country. Nigeria, the banks, how many people will the banks employ? How many people will the oil companies employ? How many people will the civil service employ? We have a population of 200 million. We all cannot be employed by all these salary-paying jobs. We have to create wealth on our own, and we have resources. We have natural resources that can allow us create wealth. So this is, go to Nasarawa here and see what young men and women are doing on the farm there. There was a farm in Nasarawa. It's a cooperative headed by one Resting, a former ex-militant from Niger Delta. This guy started this farm with a loan of 1.5 million in Naira in 2017. Today, he's doing a business worth 1.5 billion. He has a rice mill now. Trailer loads of rice are coming out of that farm. Tomato is coming out of that farm. All kinds of products. Maize is coming out of there. Vegetable, very green vegetable. Very green sweet corn. Going to Chinese restaurants from that farm. This guy is just, about 36 years old. He was an ex-militant. So this is where the future is going. Thank God for the foresight of President Muhammadu Buhari, to have banned the rice importation a few years ago. And many young men and women went into cultivating rice. We would have been in dire strait now. Rice has become a staple in our country. And the countries where we used to buy rice from, import rice from, they banned the export of their rice because of the COVID-19 thing. What we have eaten if people had not made efforts locally? I have one of my mentees. He goes as far as Taraba, buying rice paddies in trailer loads, taking them to rice mills in Nasarawa. They mill the rice, they package it as farmer rice. The rice are selling in Lagos. They are selling all over the country right now. It's minting money. So these are the things our young men, our women should look at. Paving the road, carrying your CV, walking up and down until you lose the sole of your shoes. When you
Which
have
is
land, all over the place where you can cultivate. At the back of my house in Abuja here, I have plantain. When the fruit are mature, I cut them, I slice them up, I dry them with sun, and I make my own elubo and I eat. Nothing as good as that, nothing as pure. It's organic. It's good for me. So I have mango, I harvest and I eat my mango. So what are we talking about? So this is my advice to young people. Look, let us go back to the farm. Let us go back to the farm. We feed ourselves. Whatever is left, we can sell to markets all over the country. Whatever is left, we can take abroad. After packaging, and then we make money for ourselves. And we become self-reliant. Our country can earn foreign exchange. With the money earned, we can buy machinery and all of that. Thank God for China. Machines for processing all of these things are available. Even local fabricators are beginning to fabricate reliable and cheap equipment for processing, for agro processing now. So it's now left for us to show that we know what we want from life and then benefit from the changes we are seeing around us. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You've said it all. The
Yes.
Kenya ladies talked about actually reminded me of some youth I met at an international conference. It was a
Yes.
fisheries symposium. So when
Yes.
I got to the stands, there will be stands outside the conference. I saw lots of beautiful crafted
Ladies.
bags and
Yeah.
dresses. Then I'm like, is this a fashion show? Why would somebody come and exhibit dresses and bags? One was a Kenyan guy, the other was
Yeah.
a lady from I don't remember the country, but she's not a white too. I think she's
Yes.
from one of these African
Right.
countries. Then I moved closer and I said, sorry, why are you exhibiting high-end fashion wears here and all?
Yes.
Then they said no, that it's made out of fish skin.
Oh
Like
yes.
beautiful. I wish I could share the
Yeah.
pictures here. Beautifully crafted bags and wares. Then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are becoming so innovative with this agriculture
Yeah.
routine. And
Yeah. Very,
if you see
very
the lady,
innovative.
she looked like she
Yeah.
walked right out of a Vogue magazine. You wouldn't know that she's someone who sits down to
Mm-hmm.
craft things
Yeah. Yeah.
with fish skin.
Right.
So I realized that there is
Yes.
still so much
Yeah.
we've not been able to
Yeah.
explore
Mm-hmm.
in this agricultural value chain.
A lot.
Thank you, sir.
BC, do you know our local goat? Our local goat in Ekiti, the black goat that you see on the
Yes,
street.
yes, sir.
The skin is in
Yes.
high demand in Italy. They use those to all of your Louis Vuitton, Gucci bag, Gucci shoes. They are made by that with that. I mean, I have a program now to start rearing those goats. You kill them, take the skin, dry them, process them, and ship them abroad. You make
And
good
ship
money.
them abroad.
Yes, in Morocco, what they call Moroccan skin in Morocco, they are skins of animals killed in Kano, the red goat. The red goat is slaughtered in Kano. They could take off their skin and ship raw to Morocco. Morocco then process the skins, and then shipped to Italy, shipped to other parts of Europe where they make all those fine bags and shoes. So let's think. What they said, what you are looking for in Sokoto is the pocket of your
Is in the
Sokoto.
pocket of your
Yeah,
shokoto.
so what the kind of words we are looking for, running to go and do slave work in Italy, in America, in Europe, we can make the work down here if we are very creative, and we can be very creative. So it's there are things there to benefit from in agriculture. I mean, after all, you are well of the history of the old Western region when Awolowo built the region, educated our parents with resources coming from cocoa, rubber, and
Yes.
palm kernel. Yeah, sure. So why did we abandon those things when we know that it is of benefit to us? Let's go back to that. If you plant one hectare of cocoa this year, you plant another hectare next year. 2 years after, you plant another hectare. You know what it's going to mean in 10 years' time. And you can then set up a small processing plant. And as of today, the government is putting a lot of emphasis on agriculture, and there are facilities available, either with back of Agric, with Nazal, or in the central bank.
Yes. Yes.
The rice, the outgrower program for rice. What we will have achieved with that in states like Kebbi and Jigawa, and Sokoto. but we have refused to benefit from it in the southern part of the southwest part of Nigeria. You know, there is a fund for cocoa, for the renewal of cocoa farm, also at the central bank. How many of us have tried to benefit from that? You know, all of these, you know, are things we can benefit from. Let's go back and renew the cocoa farm of our parents. Let us even start new farms. You know, do you know how much a ton of corn or maize sell for now? You know, people who are into animal feed, they are requested for that. Cassava,
Yes.
yeah, the Chinese people are consuming about 80 million tons of cassava chips every year. Nigeria has been able to supply only 80,000 tons. You know, so if as a young person, you know, form a cooperative and get the land and cultivate cassava, make them into cassava chips. China is ready to take it up. You know, our people are consuming our further rice abroad. They are consuming our palm oil. They are consuming virtually everything. The plantain they are eating in Europe and America is coming from Ecuador. You know, why can't we plant plantain here, cut it, harvest it, pack it in cartons, and ship it to Europe and to America? You know, why must it be coming from Ecuador? You know, so I mean, I was in Britain some times ago. I bought a small pack of plantain chips, £5, £5. You know, something we buy for 15 naira here. You know, I bought it for £5. I look at the packaging. I saw made in Colombia. You know, why can't it be made in Nigeria? Plantain chips. You know, why can't it be made in Nigeria? I will make good money. That will not cost us up to 100 naira to produce in Nigeria, and you take it to Britain and you sell it at £5. So the opportunities are just there, but we are not advising us ourselves on the benefit of those. Yes.
Thank you very much. This has been very enlightening.
Yes.
And luckily, this has been like virtually the same things that everybody have been talking about. Like,
right.
We need to start thinking deep. We need to start being more innovative and learning to add value. Because everything you've said now is added value. The plantain, you dried it, turned it to a lubo, and the plantain was fried, packaged as it's all value addition.
Yes. Do you know that the plantain peel, the peel that you get from the plantain, you can dry it and then crush it, and it becomes animal feed. You know, that you bag it and sell to those who are rearing cattle. Do you know, as I'm talking to you now, I have an Ekiti guy who has about 1,000 cattle in his farm in Nasarawa. And Ekiti guy is not a Fulani. You know, he goes to as far as Cameroon and Chad and Niger to buy small cows, bring them to Nigeria, and then fatten them up, and then take them to Lagos to sell. Lagos consume about 10,000 cows per day. You know, so there is money to be made there. So it's a lot of opportunity. When you have a population of 200 million, that's a whole world of consumers. You know, you may not wear clothes, you may not wear fine shoes, but you have to eat. You have to take beef.
Yes.
You have to eat rice. You have to eat gari. You have to take luba and all of those things. So you must eat vegetable. You must eat egg. I have young guys in Abuja here. Since this COVID thing, all they do is to supply eggs to homes. They go and buy eggs from poultries, and they call up people and deliver in their homes, and they are making money. While some are sleeping, you know, and wasting their time. So it's yeah.
It is well.
Thank you.
I have a question to ask you, sir.
Yes.
Do you think it's wise for new governments to discard policies or programs that have been put in place by the previous government? You know, when power changes hands, sometimes there used to be small.
I think it's very wrong. It's very wrong. I think government is a continual. You know, there should be a continuity in governance. When your predecessor has started a project and put some money in it, whether you agree with that project or not, don't abandon it. Try and complete it. It will have a use. If you have set up the program to become a building, to become a supermarket, and you don't believe in that, you can turn it to hospital. You can turn it into public use.
Yes.
So to abandon multi-billion-dollar project half executed, and then the thing becomes homes for lizard and as snakes is very wrong. I don't support that. And that's what President Buhari did. The first time he used it to make sure that he completed all the projects that were started by his predecessor. All of the contracts awarded by PDP in those days, rather than abandon, they said, no, you must not award new contracts until you have completed all of these projects. And that was exactly the policy adopted by the government. Yeah.
That's impressive. Thank you, sir. Because it usually happens a lot with us farmers. Sometimes there might be some program, empowerment program, we spent a lot of months trying to register for and all that. Then, before you know it, a government leaves and it becomes a forgotten issue. And sometimes some people might have even paid some token, maybe 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira to get the form, to get this and all. It just becomes moribund or becomes dormant, and it displaces people and makes people lose interest.
Yeah. What I will advise in this instance is that try as much as possible not to depend on government when you are going into agriculture. I know that government need to facilitate a number of things, but again, start small and begin to scale up gradually. If you want to own a poultry, why don't you can start with 500 or 1,000 beds, that you can afford, and then begin to scale up gradually. By the time you do that for 5 years, yes, you. But if you go and take a loan and you start with 10,000, 50,000 beds, and you are not able to manage it, and you can lose everything, So I will advise that just start gradually and adopt the old saying of little by little, a little drop of water makes an ocean. That kind of policy. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. There was this question I wanted to ask, even though it seems like you've touched it a while ago, but I wanted to ask that, does politics have a part to play in banning importation, and do you think it's beneficial to our economy?
Oh, sure, it is. It is. If you allow your country to become a dumping ground for foreign produced goods, there's no way you're going to grow local industry. Over the years, we have been consuming rice from Thailand, from Vietnam, from India, and wherever. And then we abandon our own local production of rice. Do you know how much people have made from rice in the last 3 years in Nigeria? They are producing in tons and tons. And do you know how many rice mills have been built in the last 2 years in Nigeria? Do you know how many people are involved in rice production in Nigeria now? Thousands of people are engaged on the farm, in the mill, in distribution, and in producing bags with which those rice are packaged, in printing the bags and everything. Thousands of Nigerians are involved. But if you are dependent on, importing rice, then you are providing employment for Thailand people, for Vietnamese, and for Indians. You are not providing employment for your people. Let us do whatever we can do here. There's nothing we cannot even do here. It will just take time. It will be crude initially. We perfect it. So when people complain and say, oh, Nigerian rice has a stone, Nigerian rice has shaft. Okay, so what do you think Toyota was in 1960? Toyota cars that have become expensive and the choice car in the world now. People were deriding them when they started manufacturing, when Japan started manufacturing Toyota. But year in, year out, they improved on it. The rice you are going to eat this year may not be as good as the one you are going to eat next year. Those people whose rice you are dying for, the foreign rice, when they started producing rice, it wasn't as good as they are now.
Yes.
Why do you want to enslave yourself?
Upgrading, improving, adding value.
Yes. Yeah, you keep on improving on it. I've seen some locally produced rice now that can measure up with rice anywhere in the world. I've seen those who are not yet good, but they will improve on it. By the time there is competition in the market, they will be forced to improve on the quality of what they are bringing to the market. So for me, look, I mean, you adopt. If our president of Nigeria today, I will adopt the style adopted by China some 45, 50 years ago. They shut their borders to all foreign goods. Everybody went on the farm. Yeah, people were wearing the same uniform. People were carrying baskets on their shoulder and were producing what they needed and gradually improving on it, scaling up on it, introducing technology. And that's what brought them to where they are today. You know, they didn't come to where they are by accident. It was planned. You know, when India got its independence, you know, they banned all importations. They said, look, whatever it is that you are going to consume, India will consume, must be produced by Indians. They then ensured that only 2 types of vehicles were imported into India at that time. So it's not like I'm not commenting now that all manners of vehicles manufactured in all manner of places are on the roads in Nigeria. So they line those out to manufacture those vehicles, and they do local manufacturing. You know, so you have to do this. Anybody who tells you that you have to open up all your border to all kinds of goods is deceiving you. It's going to kill your people's creativity.
It's like just making this place dumping ground.
A dumping ground.
Yeah.
So it's for me what President Buhari did by closing our borders and saying that no, rice will no longer come in has worked so well for us. Imagine that has not happened. By now, we probably will have been buying foreign rice for 70,000 naira per 50 kg of rice. You know, today, as I'm talking to you, 80% of the rice we eat now in Nigeria are produced locally. In another 2 years, if we move on to almost 100%. Yeah.
And that means we finally gain independence on rice.
Oh, sure. And then we move
rice
on to
matters, become independent.
Yes, we are banning the production of the importation of milk now. Nigerians have been encouraged to rear the animals and milk the animals for local consumption of milk. Sugar too, we are about to ban the importation of sugar. Dangote is buying up land in Nasarawa and Sokoto to grow sugarcane and manufacture sugar. So when we are able to do all of this local production, we save our foreign exchange and use it for the essentials like the technology that we do not have. But when you use the money you earn as foreign exchange to buy toothpicks, to buy corn, to buy local tomato, at the point Nigeria was importing egg from South Africa, 20 million eggs from South Africa every day. You know, I mean, is that not silly? What does it take to have poultry that is going to be importing?
That lay
Yes,
eggs.
yeah.
When you put our local chicken at home, lays eggs.